I'm Jen Smith, and I want to welcome you to the first episode of One Verse, One Truth. Not really the first, because if you've been following along, I've had the Sunday Source and Weekly Wisdom. I'm just shaping it a little bit. I'm going to be doing one verse a week, just one, and then break it down, sharing real life stories and making it make sense so we can apply. Today's verse is Proverbs 4:23, which says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." It's not just a nice quote. That is a verse in the Bible, and it's a warning label, because what you let in eventually spills out. What you feed your heart will shape your thoughts, your relationships, your dreams, and your entire life. And if you're not actively guarding it, the world is gladly going to program it for us. You know, there's an algorithm that we didn't even know, some of us, that we were on. Most of us are mentally exhausted, emotionally reactive perhaps, spiritually flatlined, and we don't know why. But here's what's really happening. We're overfed and undernourished. We're scrolling for hours, binging bad news, listening for gossip, absorbing random opinions, and then wondering why we're anxious, jealous, triggered, unmotivated, and numb. We're not broken, we're bloated. Our heart is stuffed full of junk data. And it's not your fault. You didn't mean for it to happen. I didn't mean for it to happen. But if we don't guard our hearts, the world's algorithm is going to take it over. And that's what's happening. Now, before this turns into a guard your algorithm lesson, remember, we're talking about Proverbs 4:23, which is guard your heart, because everything flows from it. Where is this verse in the Bible? It's in this book called Proverbs. It's in the Old Covenant, or the Old Testament, and it's a book of wisdom. Now, I have to say, Proverbs is my favorite book in the Bible. Why? Well, it's not about rules or rituals or religion. It's wisdom. It's like life's little instruction book, except God wrote it. So it's the real instruction book. And it's Proverbs, and it's all about wisdom. And wisdom is the most powerful thing you can carry through your life. Proverbs literally says, exalt wisdom and she will exalt you. Yeah, that's in Proverbs too. That means that this is not just inspirational language. These are divine downloads, the answers to everything that you're seeking. So what's in here is more powerful than any amount of money, success, or fame you could ever chase. It's more useful than any business book or mindset podcast you could ever listen to. It's the cheat code for life. And this verse, it's one of the core instructions. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:23. All right, who wrote it? Well, Solomon. He was the son of King David from the Old Testament. This is before Jesus even walked the earth. And when Solomon had the chance to ask God for one thing, anything at all, for riches, for anything, he asked for wisdom. He's the one who wrote Proverbs. That's where this verse comes from. We are getting divine wisdom straight from the throne of heaven right to our hearts. And Solomon says, above all else. Yes, pay attention to that, because this isn't a suggestion. It's a warning, a reminder, a wake-up call. Guard your heart, because your heart is the control panel for your life. And if we're not guarding it, the world is running it for us. And this is why people these days are really struggling. They're letting the world run their hearts. All right, what does guarding your heart mean? It doesn't mean hiding it. It doesn't mean have a good morning routine or get rid of things. It doesn't mean building walls. It means being wise about what gets access. You don't let strangers walk through your house, yet we let them run through our mind all day. Guarding our heart means we notice how music affects our mood. It means we pay attention to which voices bring us peace and which ones bring us panic or comparison or hatred or anger. You don't let someone's toxic story on TikTok poison your mindset. You stop calling it gossip or catching up, and you get rid of it, because every input becomes an influence, and every influence shapes your life, your joy, your peace, and your abundance. If your whole life flows from your heart, then why aren't more people guarding it like their life depends on it? Because the world feels good scrolling. It's entertaining, it's fun, it's comfort. And honestly, the pleasure of the world is just easier to reach than the presence of God at first. Most people don't reject Jesus because they hate him. They reject him because they assume they're going to have to give up too much to have this. Gosh, think of how hard you work to find joy, peace, fulfillment, love, and abundance. Well, it's immature nonsense to think that you have to change everything. Let me just say it like this. Stop. Stop right now. Stop making excuses for not learning about Jesus because you think you have to, I don't know, turn into a nun or a monk by tomorrow morning. Just stop. You don't. You don't have to give up all your fun. You don't have to cancel Netflix and ditch your friends or suddenly speak Bible quotes. You just have to be curious. And here's the first step. Stop trying so hard to disprove him or denying him. That's it. Just open the door a crack and maybe say, God, hey, I don't know much about you, but I don't want to live blind anymore. From there, you can go to B101 or Bible 101. I did an intro to the Bible course on my website, launchyourrocket.com. I meet you where you're at. It's fun, it's entertaining, it's short. What is the Bible? Who is this guy Jesus? Why would I want to follow him? How do I read this? Did you know there's 66 books in here, not just one? Yeah, it's kind of entertaining. What else could you do? Just start following people. They're not all weird. Well, maybe I'm a little bit, but just start following people who have a relationship with God and listen to what they have to say and take note of their joy in all circumstances and maybe their self-control. It's intentional, but there's a root planted in them. And it's funny, they all kind of have the common denominator of they're usually love God. Listen, he doesn't care whether you limp towards him or you leap towards him. Just start. This is where I notice people get stuck. They know all of this to be true, but then to get started, they get stuck. They think guarding their heart and doing all this means they have to become beige, boring, vanilla, like a bubble-wrapped Christian or something. No, it just means being intentional. And here's how you can start. Just unfollow an account or a few accounts that make you feel less when God's made you for more. Listen to music that lifts your spirit, not numbs it. How about we just pay attention to how you feel after certain conversations and with certain people in what rooms? How about we replace mindless scrolling with a 3-minute truth drop or a worship music? Start that B101 course I was talking about. Know what God says before you soak up what everyone else tells you, the lies versus truth. This isn't about perfection, it's about protection, because once your heart is guarded, your peace returns, your joy lasts longer, your thoughts get clearer, your decisions get better, and you have peace in all circumstances. Above all else, guard your heart. For everything you do flows from it, Proverbs 4:23. Bring it home. This is not just spiritual advice. This is a success principle. Now I got you listening. A relationship strategy, a mental health guardrail, a calling preserver. Your heart is the gateway to your entire life. And if you're not guarding it, you're letting someone else run your algorithm. And here's what we all need to understand. This isn't a one-off idea buried in one verse of Proverbs. This principle is everywhere. It's littered in the Bible. Proverbs 23:7, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. How about Romans 12:2? Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Philippians 4:8, whatever is true and noble and right and pure, think on those things. It all says the same thing. Guard your heart. It also says what you think about you attract. That'll get you. Your heart is the filter. Your mind is the magnet. What you dwell on, you draw in. Where your focus goes, your energy flows and you attract. What you let in starts to run your life. And you think you're just casually scrolling. Heck no. You're programming your peace. You think it's just background noise? Nope. You're feeding your soul and you're channeling your life. And whatever feeds you forms you. So your next moves is just check your inputs, audit your conversations, curate your feed, and ask God to show you what needs to go and what needs more space. Start small. Shift one thing this week and watch how everything just flows differently. It happens quick because Guarding your heart isn't about living scared. It's about living wise with wisdom, biblical wisdom. Your heart, it's where your entire life flows from. So guard it like your future depends on it, because it does. Gosh, I hope this hits you in the gut the way it hits me every time I talk about it. All right, so remember, it's an easy place to start. Go over to my website, launchyourrocket.com, and just take Bible 101. You can also contact me and get in touch with me. I'll be there. God has a calling on my heart to help people get unstuck for good. There's too many self-help podcasts on worldly blueprints that are just keeping people stuck. And I know I have the wisdom and the secret sauce to help you live life on fire, where you wake up feeling a fire in your soul every morning, a life with purpose, where you launch your dreams, and you live every day awake, alive, and peaceful. It's my mission, and I hope you'll join me. You know where to find me. Hop over to Launch Your Rocket. Also, if you could subscribe, share it with a friend who might need this message, that would help me. I really don't know how yet, but I know it will. They say, tell people to subscribe, but God will provide. But I sure hope you'll help me in this mission. Thank you again for joining me. I'll see you next time.